If you go by the name Skip Bayless, you might want to go ahead and write Coach Prime a thank you letter for taking all the heat off of you on Twitter, because my man Head was on a post up until Coach Prime's video dropped of him dismissing a black-star wide receiver in his new docuseries, Coach Prime. Hey guys, welcome back to Hightop Sports. I'm your host this evening, Sheldon Walker. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn the bell on. Let's talk about this whole situation with Coach Prime. Did he handle it okay? Are you guys frustrated? Was it wrong? Was it right? We're gonna break it all down right now today. All right, guys. So as most of you know, a docuseries was released from Amazon Prime about Coach Prime. The video has recently been dropped showing Coach Prime dismissing one of his players. Now, a lot of you were okay with how he did it. The way that he did it was he came in and said, hey, guys, we've got a cancer in the room. It's happened a few times here. I want to get your thoughts on it. This is family. This family member is causing a cancer. What's your thoughts on it? What do you think we should do? And ask the players. They say, hey, give a second chance. If it's a cancer, it needs to go, etc., etc. And then it turned into a vote. If you guys think he's there a second chance, stand up. If he should be gone, stand up. They all stood up and said he should be released. He then looked over to the player. He goes, all right, man, they voted. Get out of here. You're gone. See ya. Bada bing, bada boom. Dismissed him. All this was obviously captured through the lens of Amazon Prime's docuseries, so it was obviously released, and now it's going mainstream media, and people are going absolutely berserk, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to start with my favorite tweet that I actually saw this, and kind of what got the ball rolling for me when I saw this. Is from a current player for the University of Florida, one that I'm fond of because I enjoy watching him play. I'm a Gator fan. His name's Princely, and he retweeted the video and said this. He said, Deion is weird for thinking that this should be on TV. There's two parts to this. Second, I've never heard of a team meeting being recorded ever. So there's two parts. The first part of him, I don't think Coach Prime, obviously went out there and wrote this into the script and then posted and then made them put it in there. I think he went up there, they recorded it. He probably saw the video, and I'm sure he had the final say. Now, if he chose to take that out, he would be criticized of like, well, they don't want people to see the real Coach Prime of how he really is. So he's now in a lose-lose situation because the video has been made. It is what it is. Them being documented and recorded, that was already happening. So he can't go ahead and pull back on that, in my opinion. Now, if he premeditated it, knowing that, hey, the cameras are on, we got to go make this big, I think that's where people are probably pointing more so to like the Coach Prime ego and are frustrated because they probably think that Coach Prime premeditated that. I don't believe that, but I think that's where some of the hate for Coach Prime right now is coming from. The second part, I've never heard of a team meeting being recorded before. Look, this is definitely not the norm, okay? In the NFL with Hard Knocks, it definitely is, but as for college football, probably not. However, I think this is going to become the new norm. And speaking of, this is the first that we've ever seen. So we have nothing to compare this to. We think this is horrendous or just atrocious of how Coach Prime handled it. I can assure you, this happens across football, all football meeting rooms all the time, from different types of styles, from different layers and waves. It has this way of going about it. Coaches have their way of managing themselves and being leaders. That just is what it is. Now, the other part of it is we know Coach Prime as prime time, right? The egotistical guy that's all about him. That's where this is also stemming from, that he doesn't care about his sons, as we like to call it. This tweet says this. Sure, Mark Pope was a problem, but recruits should take note that Deion Sanders has no issues humiliating one of his sons and for some fun TV time. How can anyone call this guy a leader? Look, it's a great point, but I also believe that if somebody sees this, you're going to have two parties. You're going to have one guy go, yeah, I don't want to go play for that. I don't want to be ridiculed and criticized like that. But you're going to have another part that sees that and like, I love that. That's not going to be me. I'm never going to be Mark Pope, so that's not a problem. But I like that he asked us. I like that he involved us. I like that he's keeping it 100 with us at all times. So it's a win-win for Coach Prime because honestly, the people that don't want to go play for him wouldn't work anyways. Right? He's winning here. You guys don't understand that. He doesn't, if somebody sees that and thinks that's ridiculous, he doesn't want you anyways. This guy says, I don't understand why everyone is in their damn feelings about the way Deion Sanders dismissed Mark Pope from JSU football team. There is nothing unethical about it. He allowed the team to make a decision regarding one of their fellow teammates. Totally agree. I think this is a great point. Again, both of these comments are on both sides of it. Then you have this comment here, which basically kind of sums up both sides. So former Mark Pope was kicked off the team for the sake of television, it seems. Pretty clear that Deion had enough and called him a cancer. Do you kick him off the team? Sure, that's his right. Do you make a spectacle about it? Nope, that's not right. So here's where I kind of close in on this, because again, I think we can all agree if there's a cancer, he should be dismissed from the team. Nobody's disagreeing with that. It's how it was handled, okay? In the world of leadership, we have this term that we use sometimes. It's called shooting a hostage. And that image that you get in your head when you hear that is, man, that's pretty gruesome. It is gruesome. The reason why it's gruesome, it's made to make a point. We don't know, but there could have been a bigger situation that was starting to spread like wildfire. And he's like, we have to make a statement. We've got to put an end to this. And how do we do it? We basically we shoot a hostage in front of everybody and say, hey, if you're going to act like this, here's what's going to happen. And you hit him, punch him right in the mouth. Especially with kids, you've got to make a statement early on. Now, unfortunately, this kid's name had to be dragged, and that's why I know you guys are going to obliterate me in the comments saying,
you don't ruin a 17-year-old's career.
What I say to that is, look, my issue with the NIL from the very beginning is that you were going to rip the youth out of college football and out of these kids. It is what it is, because now it's always been a business, but now that money is involved, it is more of a business than it has ever been before. This stuff happens in the NFL all the time. We turn a blind eye because guess what? It's business. Well, guess what? It's business now, okay? And that's just a fact of the matter, because you've got both sides of this. The great side of what Coach Prime's doing and being able to record everything is the NIL opportunities, being seen by everybody, by being on national television, not only on Saturdays, but on Amazon Prime. There's a lot of potential possibilities for you as a player to capitalize and to maximize. The negative is, if you have an issue and you have problems, it may get exercised just like it did here. That's part of business. That is what it is, unfortunately. And again, my question, like that one guy says, we have gotten soft. If we're getting frustrated on the situation of like, no, like that kid was in the wrong. Fact of the matter is, if he was genuinely a cancer, that's on you, big guy. You did that to yourself, regardless of how the situation was handled. If you're putting yourself in that situation. Don't get mad at Coach Prime for how he handled it. Don't allow Coach Prime to even get to the chance to handle it. That's on the player, in my opinion. You guys let me know down in the comments. I'm sure I'm gonna get roasted for it. I love your thoughts and opinions. Give me a side that maybe I didn't address or that I didn't look at or maybe I overlooked. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. We'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Peace.